Hi everyone, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I'm going to do a simple stenciled card using the new Mega Flower stencil from A Colorful Life Designs. Now this stencil is massive. It's a huge flower, and if you know me, you know I love me some florals, so I was very excited about this one. I did put pixie spray on the back of it just because it does have some delicate lines, but this is part of the October 2022 release, and it's chock full of awesome fall or Halloween inspired stencils. Here's a photo of the finished card. It came together really quickly, and I was able to use my gorgeous new Uncharted Mariner Distress Oxide color. So I was a little late to the game getting that new color. I just recently got on a scrapbook.com order. And I normally am much more aware when they release a new color, but I think in the craziness of the summer or something, somehow I missed it. So I was excited to get my hands on it because it is a gorgeous color. It's definitely different. I wasn't sure at first if it was very similar to like Prize Ribbon or Blueprint Sketch, but it has almost, I don't know, like a peacock blue feel to it. So very excited. And it was the perfect color for the look I was going for today. So I was going to jump right in with a blending foam here, and then I realized I want to mask off the inner portion of this flower and do it a different color. So I'm coming in, I had used my brayer to attach the stencil down with the pixie spray right onto a card base. That's Nina Classic Crest Solar White, 110 pound. And then I'm just using that low tack mint tape, also from scrapbook.com, just to mask off the center of that flower. And I'm coming in really concentrated and dark in color towards the inner portion of the flower petals, and then just going lighter handed as I move outward. So I do have my own set of blending brushes that I have designated for Distress Oxides, but I just find sometimes that going old school and using these little blending foams is just easier for me to lay down the color. So I think I prefer these blending foams when it comes to blending Distress Oxide. And then I use my normal go-to blending brushes for any dye-based inks. So I'm initially thinking I'm just going to use this one color, but as I'm working through the design, I realized that I want to add in some more Distress Oxides into the mix. So I grabbed Blueprint Sketch. Oh no, I'm sorry, Prize Ribbon. So this is another relatively new color, and you can see it is different when you put it next to it. It is darker and has a little bit of a different hue to it. And then I also have Dried Marigold, or I'm sorry, I'm just all over the place. Carved pumpkin. Oh yeah, it is carved pumpkin and dried marigold. Wow, I'm a hot mess here. Anyway, I decided to come in with a lighter dried marigold in this center portion of the flower, and then I will add a little bit of the carved pumpkin just to give it that second color and a little bit more gradient there. So I'm not really masking off the petals at this point. I'm just kind of working only in that corner, but I did incorporate those four colors. And then this is a little spray bottle that I actually put some perfect pearls in, so you can see there's like shimmeriness on the bottom. So I shake it up and then just actually use it, the top part screwed off, just to lay down some splatter. So not only will the water activate the Distress Oxide and kind of give it that cool water droplet look, but it will also kind of leave that shimmer behind. So when the light hits it, it'll have that nice pretty shimmer from the perfect pearls. So I'm just dabbing it up with some paper towel here, and then I will carefully remove the stencil. I'm just kind of cleaning up my work surface because I am working directly on a card base and I don't want to get schmutz on the back of the card base. So I will carefully remove the stencil to reveal this gorgeous design, but I'm always so excited when she makes floral stencils. They're some of my favorite. I find them so versatile because you can use them seasonally or just for birthday cards or encouragement cards. So I'm always drawn to floral type stamps and stencils. So that's going to finish the card base. Now I decided I want to come in with a sentiment, and I have this new to me rather, stamp set from Catherine Pooler that I recently got, and I'm just thinking I want to use one of the smaller sentiments on this just to kind of add it to the design. But I'm not sure how it's going to look. So a way to test it out if you don't want to ruin the work that you've already done is lay down a piece of plastic packaging or cellophane and stamp on that instead. And then that way you can really get a feel for if your stamp is straight and if you like where it is on the composition, if it shows up enough, like if you're working on kind of a busy background. This is a way to just kind of test it out and not ruin the work that you've already done. So I'm just lining this up in the MISTI with the plastic on top, and I'm going to condition the stamp with my hands just because it is new and I haven't used it before. And I have this black pigment ink called VersaFine Clair Nocturne, and I'm just going to stamp right on the plastic. And sure enough, I can see that it does stand out, and I do kind of like the placement, so I'm just going to wipe that off the plastic, remove the plastic, and make sure that card base is nestled right in the corner in case I have to stamp it more than once. And then I'll just go ahead and use that black pigment ink again and stamp directly on the card base. So this is a nice, flat, easy to ship, easy to batch or mass produce if you need them for a card donation or a card drive or anything like that. This is a really fun, easy design that you can make quickly. So I'm just using my press tool from Tailored Expressions just to stamp this a couple times down. And then I do want to add some additional splatter. So I have this little mini watercolor pan set that I got from Etsy. It's from a company called Yuli. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. But the set came with the 6 metallics, the 6 little mini pans that you see there. I believe that they're quarter pans. And then I did purchase that additional half size pan of charcoal as well, and then just added it in. And you can see here way too big of black splatter there. So we're going to have a sequin moment. I'm going to fix it, but I thought, oh man, I just ruined this. So the reason it happened is because I laid too much water down. You really just need a couple drops, but my water brush there dropped too much water down and it just made way too big of blobs for what I was looking for. I wanted it to be much smaller splatter. So I have quite a few little blobs there that I'm not a fan of. And once it dries back a little bit, I decided to come in with these white iridescent sequins. So it wouldn't really work with the clear because then the black would show through, but I thought these pretty white ones would do the trick. So I have bigger and smaller size, and I'm just kind of strategically placing these over the black splatters that are too big. So if you have this happen to you with splatters, don't fear. Just make it a sequin moment. Just keep charging forward and make it work. So I was really happy that this fixed it. I just laid it down with some liquid glue, and that's going to finish the card. So nice and flat, easy to ship, single layer card. Great for any sort of card you need. Just switch up the sentiment. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing. And do be sure to check out the rest of the release. It's chock full of gorgeous florals and fall inspired and Halloween goodness. So thanks so much for spending time with me today, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.